Hi, welcome back to the channel, and I am here with the another exciting Atlassian marketplace app, which is Canned Search for Confluence. This app will definitely improve your experience if you are searching a content in the Confluence. This app is for the data center version, and I will explain the features of the app so that you can understand the app better and use it perfectly. So without any further ado, let's jump right into the video. This is the app Canned Search for Confluence, and now I will access the documentation of this app because it will be easy to understand about the app if you are using their documentation. So you can access the documentation from the support page. Here you can find the link of the documentation, and you can access the documentation from the overview tab. When you will scroll down, then under the resources you will be able to find out the documentation here. So this is the documentation of the Canned Search for Confluence data center. Now I will go and install this app in my data center instance. This is my data center instance, and for installing the app I will click on this setting icon. Then I will click on manage apps, and here you can add this Canned Search for Confluence. I have already added this. You can see under the user installed app, which is Canned Search for Confluence. But if you are installing this app first time, then you have to come under the app section and you will click on the find new Atlassian apps, and here you can search the Canned Search for Confluence. Press enter, and you will be able to see the Canned Search for Confluence for data center. I have already installed this app, that's why I am seeing buy now and the manage option here. But if you are installing this app first time, then you will be able to see the button to install this app. I have already installed the app. Now I will go and use this app in my Confluence space. I'm gonna use the space which is Monica IT team for this video. And here when you will install this app, then you will be able to find these macros like SQL Search Macro, Search Table Macro, and the Search Counter, Navigation, Quick Search, Two-Dimensional, and the Contributor Summary Report. I'm gonna explain how these macros work. This is my space. Here you can see I have few pages and some blogs as well, just to explain how this particular app works. Now I will use a first macro, which is a SQL search page macro. Here you can see, and I will explain how you can add this particular macro in your Confluence page and what kind of a setting this macro has. I have created a one SQL search page already. When I will click on add it, then here you can see I have already added the macro. But if you are adding this macro first time, then you will start with the curly bracket and then you can press QL, and here you can see a complete list of the macros that is coming from the Canned Search for Confluence app. I'm using this SQL search. I will click here and it will open a setting box where you can write down your SQL, and there are the other settings as well, like you can choose the search type, you want the exact match, start with or contain, and you have a default term query as well. And there is some configuration. You can set the number of results per page, and you can choose the color. There are the multiple options to color, and here you can change the placeholder. Like it is searching, you can write like search for anything, and if you want to see the preview, then here you can see the preview here. And there is also a one great functionality here. You can write your custom no result found message, and which is really good. And we have the other options as well, like you can hide the file names in the excerpts and hide the search bar here. Now I will come to the SQL, and in the Canned SQL we have the other options as well. If you want to write your own custom SQL, then you can. Otherwise we have the predefined SQL like search in space, search in children, and other options too. Right now I'm gonna cancel it. So this is the macro that I have already installed. I'm gonna click on it and then add it so that I can show you what kind of a setting I have done for this macro. I have chosen the search in space, and this is my SQL. Okay, now I'm gonna cancel it and I'm gonna update it. Here you can come and search anything that you want. Let's suppose I want to search the Linux here. Here you can see I have got the results. Like there are the two pages that have this Linux text. Here you can see the modified, last modified date as well, and this is the space name. Now we will go to their documentation, and here under the user guide you will be able to find all the pages related to their macros, like SQL search macros and the search table macros. This particular page is about the SQL search macro, and it is showing step by step configuration along with the screenshot how the SQL search macro works and how you can do the settings here. Then it is really good. Now we will go forward and see the other macro, which is a SQL search table. I have already created few pages here so that I can give a demo how exactly these macros work. So now this is a SQL search table. What is the work of the SQL search table macro is it give you a result in the table format. When you will come to the documentation, then here you will be able to find the example. Like if you are using a search table macro, then you will be able to find the result in the tabular form. You can modify the header, you can modify the columns as well. So these kind of a configuration is already available. Now I will go and edit this page. Now the way of adding this macro in the page is similar that I have explained for the SQL search. You will start with the curly bracket, and then here you will find the list. You can simply click and the setting window will open where you can choose your SQL and your configuration as per your requirement. Now I'm gonna cancel it. I'm gonna close it because I don't want to change anything in this particular page. Here you can search the, let's suppose I'm gonna search the PHP here, then press the enter, and here you can see the results. This is in the tabular form. Now we will move forward to the next macros, which is a SQL search counter macro. Here you can see the example in their documentation how the search counter looks like. Actually they are the two macros which comes under the search counter macro, which is SQL search counter macro board and the SQL search counter macro text. If you are using a search counter macro board, then it will look like this, and if you are using the counter macro text, then it will look like this. Now I will come here and just I want to show you what kind of a setting you have to do it for that particular macro. You will go and click here. This is the board and this is the text. I will click on board and I want to show you the setting. This is my SQL. You have to write down your SQL, what kind of content you want to fetch. It's completely up to your requirement, and then you have to choose the search type. The rest settings is approximately the same that I have explained for the previous macros. Now you can see the preview also, like how your search will look like. I'm gonna cancel it, and now I will check with the text. When you will click on the edit, then this is the configuration for the edit, and the preview will look like this. Right now I don't have like much data here, that's why I'm showing a one result. But if you have lot of information and lot of data in your Confluence, then this particular counter obviously will look beautiful. Just like this one, you can have a look. This will look like this. Now the second one is the navigation macro. This is awesome. Like SQL navigation macro will help you to navigate from previous to next page, and which is really cool. You can check the configuration about like this navigation macro. It is similar as I explained for the other macros, but I want to have a look how you gonna do this. This is my SQL navigation. You can see like a previous or the next button, and if you have a lot of content on your page, then it will be hard to scroll down and find this next and previous button. That's why this app Can Search for Confluence is already provided these navigation button here, where you can scroll your content from next to previous easily without scrolling down of your lengthy page. Now I want to show you what kind of a setting this particular macro has. Here, like you navigate by same parent page or label across different parent page, we have this option, and order by the previous and the next button. You can change the button colors as well. You can change the arrow style, button position, button size. So these are the great settings that this particular macro has. Now I'm gonna cancel it and I'm gonna close it so that I can show you the other macros. So like we have a one quick search macro which is really awesome. You can add this quick search macro in any page of the Confluence where you want to search in the Confluence. Like this is a quick search page, and when you will add the quick search, then this will look like this. You can like search by titles and content. You can choose the search mode, like exact word phrase contain words to start with, and you can filter by page and blog post as well, and you have the option to search the things. This is cool. And the next one is we have a contributor summary. This is also a awesome macro. Like if you are using this macro, then like this you will be able to get the contributor summary. Here you can see the contributor name, space, type, title, and like how many times it has been edited. Now I'm gonna edit it, and so that I can show you the setting. If you will click here and click on the edit, we have options to duration, like you want to show the contributor summary for this week, this month, last week, or the custom duration. We also can set, and we have the other options, like I want to show the footer or note. Here you can see the footer. If I will deselect it like then, and I will click on the preview, here you can see the text has gone. So it's up to you. You want to show footer, you want to show time, or there is also a advanced setting. When you will click on show advanced setting, then these few options will come, like you can write down the SQL and the default query term and the no results found custom message also. But right now I don't want to show these advanced settings, so I'm gonna uncheck it. Now I'm gonna cancel it. So these are some good macros that you will get when you will install the canned search for Confluence. Here we have the two-dimensional contributor summary macro as well. This is the similar as kind of the contributor summary, but here you are getting a results in the two-dimensional. When you will come here in the two-dimensional contributor summary in their documentation, then you will be able to see the more example, like you can get the results here, something like that. So this is also a cool macro. Except that these cool macros, you also have few options which are coming with the help of this canned search for Confluence, and these options will gonna be help you to improve your experience to search the content in the Confluence. Like when you will go and create a page, you will be able to find a one option which is create a page to allow quick search within the current space. This is a shortcut where you can quickly create a quick search. Basically it is a quick search macro which you can add quickly in your space. When I will click in search page and click on create, then it is giving me a warning like we can't create that blueprint right now. Why? Because this page is already accessed with the title search in space in the space key with MIT. I'm gonna close it, and here you can see the search in space is already created because I have already created this page. That's why I can't create it again. Here you can see how it will look like. This is a quick search macro, and you will find the automatic link in the sidebar when you will create this page. Now there are the three options which I really like. When you will go these three dots, then here you will be able to find these new three options like search in space, search in child pages, and search in descendants. So when you will click on search in space, then this particular window will open where you can search by like titles and content, search more, filter, and here is the text box where you can write down your search query. Like if you want to search in the child pages, you can simply click and you can select the parameters whatever you want, like filter by, and the search mode you can write down your search query and just hit the enter, you will be able to find out the results. We also have a fourth option, which is bulk move pages. When you will click on bulk move pages, then you have an option to easily move your child pages by specifying a SQL to select the desired pages and then specifying the new location. Here we can write down a custom SQL. This is where you can choose the custom, and here you can write down your SQL. And we also have a predefined SQL. Let's suppose if you want to move the pages which is title contains, then here you can write down your query. And let's suppose if you want to like move the pages last modify in this year, then you can choose like this. And here we have an option to select the new space and the new parent page. Like this you can move the bulk pages. This is also a good feature where you can take help to move your child pages easily by specifying the SQL. If you are using this app, then definitely this app will help you to search the content in a better way. With the help of these macros, it will be very easy to search the content. I also want to tell you about some useful CQLs and the useful scenarios about this app, so that you can understand better how you can use can search for Confluence in which scenario. So here are the useful SQL in the documentation. When you will come, then you can read about how you can use the can search for Confluence. Like you can find the content within the current space, find the content by title within the current space, and the display pages within the current space that do not have any labels. So there are the few SQLs where you can find out how you can search your content. Like you can find the content that has mentioned the current user. You can write down your SQL like text, this is your search query, and something like that. And you can also find the page that is favorited by the current user. This is cool. And there are the other things as well, like display pages within the current space that do not have any labels. So these are the examples of the useful SQLs. Now I want to go and explore some useful scenarios. So here are some useful scenarios where you can see you can view the blog post created in the last 5 days within this space and sorted by creation date. You can search these kind of queries. This is a very simple scenario, and which is very important as well, because every time we want to have a look about the blog post which was created in the last 5 days, in the last 1 month, 10 days, and so on. And here like execute the search only for the meeting notes, requirements, and how to. This is also our day-to-day activity. We want to search few pages about meetings, minutes, requirements, and how to's. We have the other options as well, like pages within the project space if you want to look, and the comments which I was mentioned in and are updated this week. So these are the few useful scenarios with the can search for Confluence. There is also information about the placeholder variables in the documentation, where you will go and click in the placeholder variables. It will come under the user guide in the documentation, which is a placeholder variables for SQL. This can search allow the use of placeholder variables in SQL, which will be replaced dynamically depending upon on your context, and it allows the flexibility when the search macros are placed in the pages. Here in this table you can see the placeholders and their description. This is a $space dot key the key of the current space. This is the placeholder for the title of the current space, and this is the placeholder for the key of the parent page. And like this you will find the title of the current page, created date, and the modified date of the current page. So here are the few some examples of the placeholder variables. If you want to know how you can use these placeholders in your SQL, then you can go through this useful SQL, and I have already explained you how you will use these placeholders in the SQL when you will go into the useful scenarios. Like I have explained, to find the content within the current space, when you will come here you will be able to see these placeholders in your SQLs. So like this we use the placeholder in the SQL. You can also go through their product brochure. When you will click here, then you will be able to find the information about this app. You can go through, it will be really a quick overview of the app if you want to know more about the app. And there is also a common syntax error page where you can go and take information about some common syntax error that you can phase when you will use. I hope you like this video, and if you are watching my video and using a Confluence, then try this app today. You will get a 15% discount code of the app price. You will get a discount code in the description box below. Go and check it out. If you haven't subscribed this channel, then please hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon so that you can get the notification about the Atlassian Marketplace apps video and the other videos also about the Atlassian products. Thanks for watching this video. Have a great day.